The first question was who was Martin Luther and what were his objectives in the Catholic Church? So Martin Luther was a German Catholic monk who took issue with the Catholic Church, um, and documents that absolve sinners in their behaviors. That's what he did. What was his primary beliefs? What were the primary beliefs of Calvinism? Calvinism emphasized human powerlessness before an omniscient God and stressed the idea of precedentation, the belief that God selected a few chosen people for salvation while everyone else was protested to domination. They believed that reading scriptures prepared sinners if they were among the elect to receive God's grace. Who were the Puritans and why did they eventually leave England? They worked to erase all vestiges of Catholic from the Church of England, and then they eventually left because they became a target and they were being killed off, basically. Why did England initially lag behind Spanish colonization of the New World? England could not commit to a large-scale colonization as America. Spain appeared ready to invade Ireland or Scotland at the time, so they couldn't move forward without kind of leaving their resources open for the taking. What was the role of privateers? They were sea captains to whom the home government had been given permission to raid the enemy at will. So they were just sea captains that were, kind of like the king of a ship, basically. Explain the joint stock company business model. So in this business model, modern corporations investors provided a capital for and assumed the risk venture in order to repeat significant returns. What were the religious reasons for the early migration? They were fearing that their children were losing their English identity from the Dutch. They just, at the time that was super religious, they didn't feel like their children were safe. The Pilgrims differed from the Puritans in their instance on separating from what they saw as the corrupt Church of England. Pilgrims are known as separatists. Describe the Spanish encomienda system. The system reflected the Spanish view of colonization. The king rewarded successful conquests who expanded the empire. So kind of whatever you could do for me, I could do for you. What was the general European view of non-African that justified their enslavement in the New World? So I think this question is worded wrong. If it's not, then I couldn't find the answer. But what I found was that Europeans viewed the Africans as non-Christians. So I think that's what that was supposed to mean, but I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't really find, because non-Africans is just everybody else, but everybody else wasn't slaves, so that was kind of a difficult question to answer. Explain the economic theory of mercantilism and how it supported colonization. So it held that only a limited amount of wealth, as measured in gold and silver, exists in the world. In order to gain power, nations had to amass wealth by mining these precious raw minerals from their colonial possessions. So that's how it gave the people in the colony jobs, gave people like a reason to work. Describe the Confederation in the New World. The transformation of something, for example, an item of ritual significance into a commodity with monetary value. So that's what that is.